Hey everyone, Avatar Guy here. We just got some really cool news about Avatar 2 out of something called the DGA Digital Day. And for those of you who don't know, that's the Directors Guild of America. They have this event every year called Digital Day where they have all the latest innovations and kind of, amazing things in the world of movie making and they share them. And for those of you who don't know what DGA is, it's the Directors Guild of America, and it has about 18,000 members, and these members are professionals in the business. So as you can see here from the Wikipedia page, that you have to be one of these different professions to be a member of the DGA. So it's like important people who know what they're looking at and understand what's happening when they actually do see it. And the interesting stuff has come from someone called Liam O'Donnell. I'll put a link to this Twitter feed in the description. And so when these people are saying this is really interesting and really cool, you know that it is, because these are in the business. Like I said, then they're gonna, when they're impressed, they genuinely are impressed. So he says here that James Cameron gave a keynote, and he gave a talk. He telecasted from New Zealand and talked about the production process behind Avatar 2. They also showed some footage. And he talks about how the amount of capture that they've done. So they do, he talks about they have 15 cameras, there's 2 cams on every actor's face, the underwater reference capture of full CG creatures, they have infrared depth capture to place CG characters in the live action footage. He saw some finished scenes, including underwater swimming, and that he's going to be appearing on this podcast, which I'm sure will be really interesting. This bit that I really liked is, and this is important, is he says that production/volume panels felt safe and cushy and were a big selling point. That's for, if any of you have seen any of the latest like Star Wars TV shows, they use those huge LED panels in the background that are really useful for production. Whereas James Cameron isn't doing it that way. They're doing it completely CGI. Which we already kind of know. And then he talked about some things we already know, that they taught themselves to hold their breath underwater to film the underwater scenes. We got a really cool tidbit about JC talking about Stephen Lang, Quaritch's character, that the new Avatar Quaritch and Conflict and Journey, he says, sounds amazing. I mean, I'm not surprised. I actually think that's one of the most interesting characters that we're going to see in the sequels and how he evolves over time. Some of the underwater characters use their tails to swim. So those actors had jetpacks to swim. So that's crazy. And I can assume that that's the Met Hyena with their big thick tails. That they're probably going to be really, really fast and just zooming around, which I'm really excited to see. We also had this, I've seen this GIF many times before, and it always makes me laugh. And this has been mentioned by other people as well, that Jim does require his sleep. That he gets lots of sleep to make sure that he's productive the next day. And then this one here that made me laugh was Zeus beaming down from Mount Olympus. And this is obviously a picture that he's taken from the presentation when James Cameron's talking to them and telling them about the latest innovations that they've been pushing on Avatar. And then finally he talks about how that Maria Battle Campbell, who is his assistant director, he talked about that and how she has done some amazing work. Now, this is the absolute cutting edge of movie making today. There's no doubt about it. James Cameron has got the budget, he has the influence to really, really, push this to a whole nother level for Avatar 2. Probably, again, something we won't see for a very long time before these things become affordable for other filmmakers, if ever. So that'll be really interesting to see just how much of this is kind of spreads to other areas of movie making. That's pretty much it. I just thought this was a really cool an interesting view from a filmmaker in the industry, Liam O'Donnell, that when your peers are talking about how amazing your technology is, that's when I think you know it's going to be really good. Not that I ever doubted that James Cameron was going to knock it out of the park in the first place. I think with Avatar, not only does he want to raise the bar thematically and on a storytelling level, as with the rest of his career, he definitely really wants to show everyone what can be done. And Avatar 2 is going to really showcase that. The other thing is that I think he's mentioned before is that there has to be visual consistency between Avatar 2 all the way through to Avatar 5, which doesn't come out till, 2027 or 2028, depending on what happens. And that for that to happen, he has to be inventing the filmmaking of the future so that we can see it now. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, I really like to know what everyone else thinks about this. Are you excited now that this has been like shown out there, and that James Cameron's kind of, as always, pushing the bar of what can be achieved? I've got an Instagram and a Twitter as well. If you don't follow those, check them out, because I posted this yesterday earlier than I can make a video. As always, I want to thank the Based and Robust Network, and thank you for watching.